why I'm laughing still. Because this one here is, she goes, well, what is this one about?
What are we doing?
Well, we've got
We're
to
just
do
going to wing it?
Yeah.
We're going to continue. We're going to continue this one on our journey.
Yes.
So if you haven't seen the full journey,
whoops.
Well, I don't know if I want to recommend it.
Well, I think if you're looking for what kind of work, it's probably fall. What?
Look, a lot of shit happened.
Yeah.
But let's. So if you have seen our journey, if you haven't, you should probably watch it. But I'm sorry in advance. And if you have, then we had pretty much stopped at the wedding, which Lee's always constantly saying that there's always in Disney movies, and they lived happily ever after. And then we stopped at the wedding.
Yeah.
What the hell happened after the wedding?
We're official storytellers now.
Are they? And there's Mike.
Hi, Mike.
We still have Mike.
Yeah, and Gemma.
And now we have Gemma.
Yeah, we have a new addition.
For those of you who have not seen a lot of our videos, Mike did a lot of video bombing in our journey. Mm-hmm. He's the black dog that belched in my face. That was lovely. And now
Black Labs matter.
Really. And now we have Gemma, the yellow one, and she is still
White
a puppy.
Labs matter.
All labs matter.
All Great Danes do.
Yeah. So yeah, they are lab Great Dane mixes. They're wonderful dogs. So let's move on.
Okay.
Let's move on from that. So yes, we did get married. It's been 2 years now.
Yeah, and it was an
physically
amazing
married. Physically, we've always been spiritual.
Physical celebration of the union was what we went to, and from that point, it was really absolutely amazing because then we went and we actually met Soul Family at our union, and then we traveled.
We post after the honeymoon. We post during the honeymoon.
We created, we posted, but we didn't really add it to our journey to really talk about.
Sure should have.
We decided that it was going to be a great thing to go ahead and, we went on our honeymoon, but then we decided, we knew we were going to travel. We were going to get out there and we were going to really kind of travel. And we didn't get to go as far as many places as we would have liked to, but we started off in January right after, our union, and we decided that we were going to take a road trip. We thought this was going to be a good idea. We should just, get a truck and drive and go meet the other half of our soul family, because we went over.
We drove to Colorado.
We drove from Cincinnati to Colorado.
We do. It was the worst drive ever.
Well,
it was horrible.
Kansas.
I don't know who lives in Kansas or why you live in Kansas.
Now I understand the Wizard of Oz so much better.
So there, we took some trips, and then we did end up in Florida, and we ended up in Vegas, and we ended up in New York, and we ended a lot of touring. We did traveling. We did. We had to fight President Obama's
entourage.
Entourage. We did that.
In Colorado.
That was. I think they were following us, but that could be my ego. Could be. I said. So we did some touring, did some seminars the first year.
But let's talk about us. So we had, of course, our first year. We're after our second year now. Uh-huh. But our first year with us.
And Relationship Reinvented.
And then there was Relationship Reinvented, which was our baby. But at the same time, there was still merging, because I would tell you that we thought, okay, our gifts had matured when we got into union, and then that was kind of like a surprise. When the union happened, then a whole bunch of other gifts started happening. And the universe was really, really open for us, and we didn't understand what open universe meant at that time, I don't think, because we were living in one space at that time, and the space where you guys watched us tell the whole journey, we told it all from this little small place that we were living in, and
which was an amazing space.
It was an amazing space. We sometimes miss it because now as you start
to expand and
showing, everything that we thought when we had dreamed when we were coming into each other, we thought, okay, we're just going to be in this space, but the universe wasn't having it. So, of course, we ended
that's exactly what happened. The universe kicked us out of that space
and put us in a different space.
It we
Were
weren't
you?
physically kicked out. We had to go. We had to move, and
Yeah.
um, we
Everything was changing in that space.
we were very upset because we paid our rent on time and everything was great, but we had to move. Everything was changing there, and we could have stayed in that complex, or we could have moved, and we moved into a bigger space. We
But
stayed there for a
remember
year.
we had that big open field, and all of a
Big
sudden
open field.
she's like, well, that big open
Yeah.
field where we used to see,
I
where we
woke
had
up. We
videos
had
with
videos
Mike
there. I woke up one morning and they were the wildlife, the
construction.
deer,
They moved all the coyote. They
the
just moved
coyote
everything.
dens, all that stuff was gone. They were clearing out the field, and I looked at Lee and I said, "This isn't going to be good.
Something's
They're
happening.
they're clearing out this field for something. Now there's a great big building there."
So we were looking for a place to
We were
live.
looking for a place, and we found a nice home, and we were
And
there.
well, this is the way that it worked because when you were gone for the time and then you came back and the union happened, there was this thing where I was going out and visiting some really great friend of ours now.
Yeah,
And they lived out in the middle of no place, and she was really adamant about, I'm not, that's just
Living out
too
here.
far out there. There's nothing out there. And I said, okay, all right, you're right. And, this was a constant thing. And I said, okay, I know you want to be between where your kids are, between where Ron is and where, your girls are. Okay, so let's figure this out. So she said, I will never forget this because she said, we need to be right here. This is like the middle in between both of them. We need to be off of this road and this road. And I looked at her and I said, well, the places we're looking at are not there. So there was somehow or another, we both had this dream and we just ended up at this house that was like right there. And we didn't understand what the hell that was about. So needless to say, we're getting ready to, we're talking all this happened. We come back from our honeymoon. We moved within 10 days.
it was 10 days.
So, and we didn't know, we were like constantly, you could feel the tension because we both knew, we got to end up where we're both going to want to be.
Mm-hmm.
So we looked at this house and we were all adamant.
We were renting, and we were renting, and every time we paid our rent, we thought, oh my God, we're just making someone else
and
money.
we thought that when we were living in the other place.
Yeah, and it didn't feel right. And Relationship Reinvented was off the charts, just bam. Schedule full. The CERT program had started.
The CERT program came a year later.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did.
So when the CERT program actually launched later that year, but
it took a year.
Trying to get to this home.
It took a year to get all the red tape and stuff, but get to this home was, yeah.
Well, we found a home and we had settled on that home, and then somehow or another we saw a home being brought up, and it was like Fremont and all that, and we were like, what the hell? So we were like, oh, let's just go look. We don't know.
Yeah, it was no deposit, 3 months rent or something for this home. We was like, what the hell?
And we walked in, and Sherry said home.
Yeah, I knew.
It's like when I pulled up, I was like, ooh. We could feel the energy.
However, we knew in our minds that it was temporary because it wasn't ours. But we knew that it was going to be our staging area for a while. It was going to be our home for a while.
Of our home.
And we had dreams of our home. We both had dreams of flying over it. And every month when we paid our rent, it hurt a little. But we were grateful that we had a really nice space. We were grateful that we had a nice space.
I think this is where we
sure.
we kept clashing because like she said, you get to the union, now it's happily ever after, but no, it's not necessarily happily ever after because here I am going, okay, we're doing this, we've been working from this little small space, now we're working, now we got to figure out this space. And we're looking and we're going, well, I guess we're not having a dining room. It's going to be the office.
But the office and the dining room.
So we put it, and that's where you guys were seeing us do all of the other videos. But it was almost like, I don't know, we're doing this from a dining room and we're looking out a window and then we're thinking, okay, how are we going to make this work? Because our calendar was still somewhat there, but it started to fill up a lot more. And we knew that, okay, we were working Sundays through pretty much end of day Friday. Mm-hmm. And the only day we really had off were Saturdays because we didn't realize, because we were talking to children, we were talking to couples who needed help. We were talking to twin flames. We were talking to soulmates. We were talking to single people. We were just talking and really changing a lot of different things. So the birth, I guess the birth of Relationship Reinvented was, of course, years before, but it didn't really take off until the universe said, "Oh, you came together. Here's some gifts," and the gifts of what we've been able to see within ourselves to each other has been powerful.
Yeah.
To say, and here we are, you look at us and you think, "Oh, Lee and Sherry never have any problems. They're doing great, and they're twins and all that." And then some of you are going, "Oh, you guys are just regular soulmates," or whatever you guys are saying. But here's the thing: there was something about this connection that I'm telling you, it has been nothing but magical since we've made the vow and stood in front of the world and said, "Here we are."
Yeah,
Different.
it's been 2 years now, and we have. Here's the difference: we are in twin flame union, and we dismiss relationship. That doesn't mean that we are not in a relationship. We obviously are. We just try to not live in relationship as much as we attempt to live in union. We I kind of want to stop this because I want to make another one about after the move in the house and the things. But the interesting thing is living the difference of relationship and union. And obviously we have some type of relationship as we are together literally 24 hours a day. I sometimes can go and get my nails done and he doesn't go, or he runs to the store, or he'll run to the post office or something, and that's fine. There's a difference in codependency and being with someone 24 hours a day. We're not codependent at all. We like to do our own things. It just, the opportunity doesn't come up a whole lot for us to do. When we do things, we do them together.
But I love doing things with you.
Yeah, I love doing things with you as well. Yes, for sure. But there are times when it's nice when he goes downstairs and plays his video game, and
that doesn't happen.
Can watch my.
I love doing things.
I watch my
twin.
silly women shows.
I like listening to her.
And
even though she doesn't always say all the things that I really want to hear, but she says a lot of things that I do want to hear.
So basically, here we are, in union, and nobody's dead. Could have happened. It could have happened.
I'm sure a lot of you are wondering though, after you come together, how do you deal with each other's thoughts? And that's kind of why we came to the conclusion that, and we've got some really beautiful and wonderful news. Sherry is now a grandma, and she's going to be a grandma again.
Yeah, we during the 2 years of our physical marriage, my daughter had a child. Happened to be while we were in Vegas, and I had to fly back. And Lee and a couple of our great coaches and his son went on to L.A., and I flew back from. Oh gosh, it was horrible. It was horrible. Just leaving.
I had to shed some tears at the airport. Everybody
left me at the airport, and I was on my way back to Ohio to see my grandbaby be born. And when I got there, she was already here, and but we now enjoy her as often as we can. It's pretty cool. Lee did mention that there's another one on the way, and we're going to get to that in the next video. We're going to put out probably the next week or so. Yes. Because that comes along with there's
so many different news behind that one.
There's so many things that have happened, and so many things that have been manifested just from the powerful union that we have. It's very powerful, and peaceful,
and deeply spiritual.
Deeply spiritual. There are times when, there are times when we step into our human selves and we have to be like, whoa. Well, that's not benefiting us. So that's okay. I would love to document one of our conflicts one time.
Absolutely.
I think it would be hilarious.
If you all want to see something where you can see me stay in my peace and share.
Or Lee stay in his ego at all. It never happens.
Yeah, I'm often never out of my thought process. but I don't know many people who are.
Right. No. So we just wanted to put this video out there as a continuation, and I think we will continue because we got some great news when it comes to this journey and
Absolutely.
the things that are happening within this journey and the things that are happening within this union and what's coming. There's so much coming, and we didn't want to make this video too long. What we're at, like 15?
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we'll give them a couple more minutes. That's all you get.
Oh.
But we want to keep continuing this journey because there is a happily ever after, and you know what? It's not without human reaction. It's not without human interaction. It's not without 3D things. I mean, every month the house payments due. Every month the electric is due. Guess what? If Lee and Sherry don't pay their electric bill, they shut their electric off too. So there's 3D things that happen here because they have to, because we live in a 3D world. But we don't have to be of the 3D world. We can be in our spiritual atmosphere, in our 5D world, and handle the 3D things from a 5D perspective. We know that it has to be done. We know that the dishes need put away and the laundry needs folded. It's just a 3D act, and it's what we do. And you know what? We'll even get into that in a future video on how we really work as a team to take care of the 3D shit. It just happens.
And we'll also share with you how we do things individually as well.
Yeah.
Because we still are ongoing with our relationship we have to ourselves. And it's not always pretty. It's not always kind. It's not always wonderful. And there are certain things that I think that you'll still get out of watching our continued journey, because we don't want to close the book, like she said, on the happily ever after. We want to keep the book open so you can understand there's so much more to happily ever after.
We just get all the time, there's no such thing. There's no such thing as union. There's this journey isn't real. Please, somebody tell me it's real. Well, we live it. We live it every day. We live it every day. We wake up every morning.
The vibration and the
live
frequency.
It every day.
Would you say you still feel me? Would you still? Is it stronger now?
Oh
than
no,
it was?
it's stronger. It's definitely stronger.
And it makes more sense.
It makes way more sense now. And then, it's heartbreaking a lot of times for us to see all the struggles, considering all the struggles we've went through to get here.
Yeah.
And there is light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not a train.
Yeah.
It's not a train.
You won't see another set of union turning off and on the light for your union as long as you keep your light on yourself.
There is hope. We are hope. I know for.
Do you like a more manly name? Do I have to have hope? Sorry, my ego.
I mean, yeah, you can do whatever you want. We know our mission. The universe reveals different things at different times, and but we know why we're here, or part of the reason why we're here. Probably not all the reason why we're here, but we know that our union is important to what we do. If we didn't have our union, we wouldn't have our business.
We wouldn't have our dreams.
We wouldn't have our dreams.
We didn't know. We always, I think there was this beautiful thing that's happened, but there was something that was said to us for a very long time, and then it all makes sense as we keep telling and keep these videos going about our journey. But your dreams can come true. And I'm telling you, you get messages for this more than once. And sometimes when you're reading the message, sometimes you want to understand it the way that you want to think about it, but you don't understand it the way you want to love about it.
They really do start with you.
Yeah.
Your dreams start with you. Your union starts within you.
If you had talked to me back in 2009 and said, you and Sherry are going to be together and you're going to have this life, and I'm sure that it might have been told to me at some point, but I was like, yeah, sure, that'll happen. I don't understand this. I mean, I'm not connected to myself. How can I be connected to them?
Right.
But it's almost like, wow, what a difference.
It was a lot of trust. It was a lot of trusting the universe that we are doing the right thing. There was a lot of 3D mind noise going, what the hell is wrong with you? There was a lot of that. There was a lot of running. There was a lot of chasing. There was a lot of bullshit. If you've seen the journey, you know. Um, but there is an ever after,
Yes.
and it's awesome. It's amazing, and I do believe we'll continue this journey, and let them know what's really going on in our lives and what's going on afterwards, and then after that, and then after that, and then after that, and then after that. We want you all to know that it does happen, um, and the struggles are real, and we can help you through them. Um, we know that our mission is to help others not have to go through all of the crap that we did. Um, you'll also notice, and we try to let everyone know as much as possible that Lee and Sherry try to keep it as simple as possible. Keeping it simple is real important to us, especially if you're just starting this journey or you're just figuring this journey out or this dynamic out. I want to say, if you're just figuring this dynamic out, um, you know, there's there's so much that can come in and confuse you. There's so much of the mystical things and the vibrations and the crystals and the rocks and the vortexes and all the stuff, and we do have a meditation practice, and I do have a lot of rocks back there, but we don't incorporate that into our coaching as much as, because when you start this journey, when you figure out this dynamic or this connection, what you want to do is stay as simple as possible. Learn the connection to yourself first. That's most important. Screw the crystals, screw the rocks, the vortexes, the oils, the vibrations, all of this mystical stuff will come, and you'll understand it, and there's nothing wrong with it. It will come in the beginning of this, or whenever you're figuring this out. It's just best to keep all of that for later and figure out the relationship you have to yourself and the connection you have to yourself. Open that up, and then you can open the connection you have to the one you're connected to. And then, keeping it as simple as possible, you continue to grow that and figure it out and figure out this connection, the telepathy, all that kind of stuff. It comes. You're going to have questions. Why in the hell do I feel this? Why do I feel that? Why am I going through this? Why does my heart hurt? Why does my groin hurt? Why does my head hurt? Why does my toe hurt? What is going on? Why do I feel desperate? Why do I feel obsessive? Why am I checking this? Why am I creating profiles? Why am I blocking? Why am I running? Why am I scared? All of that stuff is so important to address without all of the mystical stuff happening first. And so trying to overload yourself with all this stuff isn't near as important as really, really, really going in and getting to the roots of you and the relationship you have with you before you can have a relationship or a connection with anyone else. You have to be connected to yourself.
No, you said it all. Actually, it kind of, this is one of those moments where now I remember what the vows were that we made when we made it in the first place. And those vows that we said were very powerful, but there were also vows that we experienced when we spiritually connected and stayed in union. Mm-hmm. And it was, a soul doesn't know what a broken mind is. Mm. It doesn't know what broken is. So you can try to use all those other things, like you just said. Everything Sherry just said is not going to fix a broken mind. So when you're having this connection, your broken mind is exposed. I'm telling you, she's my greatest teacher right here. And everything else too.
And on that note, we will wrap this one up. We'll be back.
Yes, we will. We will be seeing you.
Thank you for two things. Thank you for watching this journey And two, my apologies for having the guts or having to watch it because apparently it's pretty addicting. But I'm sorry that you had to go through that with us.
And some of you that have watched it numerous times and can speak the language now,
Some of you watch it.
thank you for finding us because you get it. You know that there's a whole lot more to this connection that you can't see because of certain things that happen to you. So thank you for finding us because that's why we do this and we're not going to stop.
Tomorrow is Thanksgiving here in the States, and we are thankful for all of you. We're thankful for every one of you that watch our videos, and we're thankful for all of our coaches. We're thankful for all of our clients. We're thankful for our union. And
I'm thankful for Sherry's kisses.
You'll be thankful later. Then we love you all.
Bye.